All right, guys, we're going to weld some aluminum right here. Now remember, all of our welding is just on 4 pounds of oxyacetylene. I've got my smallest tip, my 0 tip, you know, it's what I weld up to about 20 gauge, about 30 thousandths. All right, now the smaller that cone, the cooler it is. The longer that cone, the hotter it is. Just off feather, a little neutral flame right here. All right, now I'm using a 4043 aluminum TIG rod. We've got some high heat flux. You have to use a flux or use a flux, already a rod with flux in it. You have to use the flux on aluminum just to break up the oxide layer because it melts at a much higher temperature. So just put a real thin coating. You don't have to put any on the metal. Make sure you got a good fit up. Now you also need a pair of glasses, a special pair of glasses to weld aluminum. All right, now if you'll always take that cone down, and if you can just sort of preheat that metal just a little bit, the larger or thicker it is, a little more preheat, get the aluminum where it's just starting to melt, and push the rod in. Now the less you move the torch, the closer to the metal you keep that little cone, the easier it is to weld. You have a very soft, very forgiving flame, so even if you're just getting started with your welding, it's just an excellent piece of equipment. All right, now you always want to wash that flux off. All right, guys, now notice with just 4 pounds of oxyacetylene, just how nice a weld you get. 100% penetration, very little distortion. You can actually hammer weld, shape, form, and move that metal. So a lot of you body guys, this is an excellent piece of equipment because a TIG and MIG, if you weld that with electricity, you can't do that. That's a self-annealing weld, and that is the strongest weld on the market. All right, guys, we're going to weld this little aluminum tube up here on this little heater coil. All right, now I made the cone just a little bit longer than it was when I was welding the aluminum. Got the flux on my rod right here, still using that 4043. Go down and preheat it a little bit, and then put the rod down, and we're going to put all the heat on the rod until it flows, and just sort of pull off of it real slow right here. All right, now you can see right here just how nice a weld you get, and that'll pressure test real well. Now notice that was real dirty. Again, you can come in and preheat it, take a brush and brush it, and then go back down and weld it. All right, now you can also do pot metal, zinc die cast, you can do your radiators, you can do your AC lines.